right, thank you for joining. Today we'll take a look at JTO USDT on the Binance chart. Very quick video, gonna keep it pretty short, very straightforward. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So to start it off, as you can see here, we do have some horizontal trend lines, which just shows and indicates where the support and resistance levels are on the chart. So as you can see, I went ahead and just marked out some of the areas I thought were the most important, where it had the most touch points, the most reactions. And then I just went ahead and drew a horizontal line at those levels, right? And as you can see, they are paying a lot of respect, right? If you look here, touched it here, hesitated, broke above, touched this trend line here, this horizontal line here, came down, tapped it again. So everywhere you see this line, it's just kept on tapping it, flipping it, trying to break out, or finding resistance or finding support, right? So when we go ahead and we take this analysis at where the current price action is, you can see we had a nice swing high here, right? This swing high took out the liquidity above the launch high, so a very strong high right here. It closed the daily candle below, it tried to break above, ended up getting rejected, and ended up having a bearish engulfing closing candle, right? Well, engulfed pretty much half of this move right here. So that being said, that was a very bearish reaction, and price pretty much continued lower, trying to find value. So if I was to go ahead and actually pull a fib from here to this price action here, as you can see, the most volume that was traded at that time came in right at $2.64. So after this massive rejection, price came right down, tested this high volume node before finding support and continuing higher, right? Now that we found support, price moved up higher, tried to stay above this support level here, failed, retested the lows one more time, which I believe was actually a golden pocket retest. Let's go ahead and see here. Yeah, so pretty much right there, right? So from this low to the high, tapped the golden pocket and moved higher, right? So very nice reaction there. Now we're having this little reaction at the top. As you can see, it's trying to break out of this level. I think once price pretty much comes up here, there is a very high chance it will eventually take this high because there's a ton of liquidity sitting up here, and you know, market likes to go where the most liquidity is, and eventually I can see a move like this play out depending on how Bitcoin moves over the upcoming days, right? Because we are on a high time frame chart, right? We're on a daily chart, just taking a look at this. As you can see, we made a high here on the daily. The next day was pretty much like an inside day, and the day after we broke out of this high. But now we're getting a huge rejection candle. Not huge, but we're getting this rejection candle up top, which just shows you, if you zoom in, there's probably a swing failure happening on the lower time frame, right? And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. So this would be the high. Price came up, took the liquidity out of whoever went short here, rejected, retested this level, and it's now continuing to move down. And locally, the best area for support would be obviously right here, right? So this high came in, pretty much did the same thing, right? So this price action, as you can see right here, looks almost identical to what's happening right here, right? And what happened after that rejection, price moved a little bit lower. So I'm expecting price to at least come down and test this level right here, right? Before possibly getting another, before possibly getting some buyers coming in to take out the liquidity above that previous high, right? So that's just like a very local outlook. I think over the weekend, I don't really expect to see price, you know, break down out of here, continue lower. Back testing it is possible. You know, that would be a very nice trade. I am actually currently short on GTO at the moment, looking for this level down here to be tested. And this is exactly just the price action which I am expecting locally, right? But like I said, it is a very tight stop, because what can happen is we can come down, take the liquidity out of here, reclaim this level of support, continue higher, and then tap that level up there before actually rejecting and moving lower, right? Something like that. So very locally based on GTO, that is exactly the price action I am expecting, long story short. But now let's go ahead and add some more confluence to this as well, right? Let's go ahead and remove these. I'm actually going to leave these two up. But what we'll do here is we'll zoom out just a little bit. We can actually go ahead and remove these levels, right? Take this, I'll keep this on, but we can go ahead and remove, we can take this off, remove the horizontal levels. Let's go ahead and take a look if there's any high time frame levels lining up, and look at that. We just tapped a daily level right above too as well, right? So daily level tapped, and on top of that, if I pull the monthly fixed range volume profile, you can see we are now trading below the value area high of last month, right? So based on last month's historical price action, the value area high came in right at where we are pretty much trying to close below on the 8 and 4 hour time frame. All right, so 4 hour, we never got to close below, but this 4 hour, which ends in about 15 minutes, is going to be a good close for the short that I'm currently in. We'll see how that plays out, right? So let's see here. Now, next, just to add a few more things to this chart too as well, we go ahead and look at the weekly values, right? So even if we were to go ahead and just take off the monthly so it's not as confusing, you can see that on the weekly, there's a weekly value area high coming in here, and price is trying to close back below it. As you can see, we had multiple closes, bearish candles, but then we had a nice impulse up, but then it was pretty much taken out by this bearish engulfing candle. Buyers came in, sellers. Buyers came in again, buyers pushed it all the way up, tapped the daily, sellers came in, pushed it all the way back down. So just based on this price action right here, in my opinion, even though there's not much happening, there is still a lot happening, right? The 4 hour tells you a lot of information, and you can see that sellers are in control. So they'll let buyers come in, push the price up. Once they get to a price where they like, they sell it all off, maybe adding to their shorts. Right, selling it off, buyers come in, they get them very euphoric, seller comes back in, pushes it all the way back down. They're selling a lot of money, right? Hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. Right here, same thing, give a little bit of hope, don't even close above, right? Bearish candle comes in next, then we get another bearish engulfing candle, taking out the lows, stopping the one-time framing. Now we're trying to close below this previous week value area high, and also we are currently trading below the previous month value area high. So the next best area for support, even though this value area high is a support resistance zone, you know, we have to keep that in mind. We can get a little reaction here. The area that would make the most sense would be down here, right? Previous month, point of control. Previous week, value area low. Untapped daily level 2 as well. And I believe that is actually untapped. Let's see. Yeah, so that is an untapped daily. So this is a very good area to take profit if you're in this short. Or if you're not in this short, this is just a very good area to look for a long, right? So you can go ahead and set your alerts, which is what I'm going to do, because if the price does end up coming down here, we get the acceptance into this value area low. We can probably expect a full rotation to the lows. Now keep in mind, this is towards the end of the week. So at the end of the day, we will have another weekly value area coming in, which also works on our behalf, right? Because as you can see, based on this, price is now trading below the point of control, right? We've lost it. Multiple hourly, one-time framing candles to the downside below the point of control, indicating that it at least wants to take out these lows, right? It at least wants to take out these lows, which I'm going to set an alert at too as well. But the best trade right now, not financial advice, that I'm looking for and which I'm in, is just for this to play out a little bit like this. You know, might get a little bit of a reaction, come back up here, but eventually something like this, right? Even right here is a good area to put a alert, because that's the developing week's value area low. And if it takes this whole weekend to get down here, then this will be the most recent price action, most recent fair value on the low side, which also lines up with this VWAP, which closed down here. So this is a very interesting area to look for a long if we were to get it, right? So very straightforward, not too complicated. Try to keep the charts clean. And in my opinion, this is exactly where I would look for a long entry. Not really interested in longing here anywhere, because what will happen is, if let's just say this does start to look a little bullish at these levels, right? You say, okay, this is obviously supply, which is now demand. Price can come down. You may think that this is a great area to buy, but it doesn't take much for sellers to just push it a little bit lower. And then now you have everyone that sold here looking to resell, enter another short trade targeting the lows, which is right down here, right? So you got some buyers that came in here, but I think you're going to have more sellers, more short sellers willing to take the short at this level to push price back down to the range low and take the same trade setup that's happened in the past, compared to buyers that's willing to push it back up, right? Now, yes, it would be nice to get that move. That's the move I'm looking for, just because we did take some liquidity up here. Kind of an unfinished high on the 4-hour time frame in terms of this high up here, but it is a key level. You're talking about the daily, which was tapped, previous monthly value area high, and previous weekly value area high, which we are currently attempting to stay below, right? So a lot of confluence up here, massive confluence zone, getting a bearish reaction, and I'm expecting price to move a little bit lower. Okay, so we'll see how this plays out. Like and subscribe. Follow me on like and subscribe. Follow me on X. And also, one more little gem I'll show you guys is on the New York Stock Exchange. Take a look at Shopify. At a very interesting support zone, triple confluence, value area high, trend line support, and 0.75 retracement, right? So this is a very nice area to consider going long. What can happen as a fake out is that, as you can see, there's a gap down here. So maybe what can happen is that they can push price down, tap this gap, try to reclaim this level, and then push price a little bit higher. So everything becomes a lot more bullish if we lose this and we reclaim this level, right? So very key level. But in my opinion, if you're just buying spot, not a bad area to, well, if I'm buying spot, not a bad area to long. Stop loss below the lows, because if this low is lost, we're most likely going to come down and test at least the gap or the lows before trying to move higher. But yeah, little gem there. Anyway, GTO, that's my thoughts, my areas of interest. Not interested in taking any more shorts unless we go up to this level, right? We'll see how this all plays out. Like and subscribe, and take care.